Hey fellow e-commerce owners, this video is for you if you want to scale your e-commerce further and you try out a bunch of different ad creatives. You're testing all kinds of ad creatives, but whatever you do, the cost per acquisition just is the same or is actually getting up, right? Is actually going up. So this is for you if you're stuck and you cannot scale with doing the usual UGC and more static ads, whatever it is. You're just stuck scaling and you can't scale, but you have to, right? To get to the next level. So maybe you're doing 50 to 100K currently, and you want to get to those 500K, 600K, 1 million a month. So then this is for you. This is a very important concept that I had to learn with my own brands and also the brands that I coach and consult. So you have a problem at some point, right? Because the thing is, if you're following what everybody else is doing, especially in your niche, you're essentially in full deep red ocean, right? Which means everybody's targeting the same awareness stage. And this is the main concept of this video, right? I want to understand what those awareness stages are and what it means for our creative production. The main problem is essentially that you cannot scale, as I explained, right? Because you're doing ads that are very easy to replicate, that are not really scalable. And you might be able to scale them to a certain point, but then you see once you increase the budget further, you see that the return on ad spend goes down or the new customer CPA just goes up all the time, right? No matter what you do. That's a clear sign of awareness stage or awareness stage issue. So what are awareness stages? Awareness stages are essentially stages, it's a way to describe the market that you target, right? Your target market, and divide it into sub-segments, so to say. And you have different levels of awareness, which means essentially the most aware person is the one that already knows your product and knows exactly this is the solution that I'm looking for. It has a problem or it solves the problem that I have, and it's just looking for an offer, right? So typical thing would be save 30% today on our product XYZ, right? This works for people that are most aware, they already know your product, and they are just waiting for the right time to buy, for example, right? So this would be here. Then you have the solution awareness, right? Or the product awareness, actually. This means those are people that are aware of your product, right? So they understand the benefits of your product, and they might not have bought the product yet, but they understand the benefits of your product and essentially strongly consider buying your product, right? Maybe they compare some other products as well. Then there's solution awareness, which means essentially that they are aware of the type of solution that solves their problem. So this could be, for example, a solution category. Let's say you're selling solid beauty, right? Or let's say you're selling solid shampoo bars or whatever, right? This is the type of solution, right? So people have already bought into this and they understand that this kind of solution is what I'm looking for, right? Versus using liquid serums or something else, right? Then the problem awareness stage is those are people that are aware of the problems that they have currently, right? So they identify as, yes, I have that problem, right? Let's say we sell something against knee pain. They can clearly identify, I have knee pain, right? That's my problem. So I have that awareness, but I don't know yet what the right solution is or what even possible or potential solutions are, right? And the last stage is essentially unaware people, right? So this would be people that, let's say, for example, you're selling a supplement and it's about gut health. Those would be people that don't even know that they're eating the wrong foods, which are causing problems that they might be thinking this is completely normal. For example, that you have some digestion issues all the time, or you don't, poop every day, stuff like that. This would be people that are completely unaware, right? So as you can see, those are all potential customers of yours. That's very important to understand. But if we're not speaking to them in the right way, we cannot help them to move from awareness stage, unaware, let's say, for example, to problem aware, then solution aware, then your product aware, and most aware to ultimately buy. So this is our job as the copywriter / marketer, whatever you want to call it, right? So this is a very important concept because when you look at your market, let's say this is your whole market, right? That's the whole potential market. This is what most of the brands are fighting for, right? So they're active in those spaces here, right? maybe in the solution aware space a little bit, to say essentially, okay, this kind of solution is the right one. But what I see a lot in brands, before they join, my consulting, or just in general, when you look at the market, it's a lot about me. This is my product. It's the best product out there, right? And it has those features, and this is what it does, right? But that's very great content for a specific part of your audience, but not for all of them, right? So some people are just not ready to receive this kind of messaging. That's why it's not working on scale, right? So if we're looking at a long-term game and we want to capture as much as possible from our potential market, we have to think in terms of how can we attack each of those awareness stages and always communicate what people need, the information that people need to move to the next awareness stage, and then ultimately end up buying, right? So instead of fighting for this low effort, like for me, this is UGC, like static ads that just go to the product page or the collection page or whatever. This is and just speak to those awareness stages. That's like a short-term gain, right? You might get to a certain level, let's say 50K, 100K, but above that, in most of the niches, it gets difficult, right? Because the only way to increase the performance is then to do abnormal amounts of creatives, which is unsustainable at some point. And this really hinders you to scale. So essentially what you want to look at is, how can I get in this high effort? It is more high effort, right? It's not just hiring a UGC creator, sending them the products and let's go. You really have to deeply understand your target audience, your customer, what they want. I did a video last week about this that just gives you the framework on this. But essentially, this is more effort in terms of doing the creatives and doing the funnels, but it's low competition, right? Not a lot of brands are willing to go that way or that far. And ultimately, you will be rewarded with high scalability, right? Which means with this added on top of what you're currently doing, this can easily double and triple your business, in a couple of months. So here, just like shortly, some ways on how to do that. So there's 2 ways out there that I found, interesting and working. And those are long form video sales letters or video sales letters in different formats, and advertorials, right? And sometimes also a combination of those, right? So why do we choose those, or why are those creatives and funnels so effective? Because we need more time and space to get someone from being completely unaware, or let's say even problem aware, to ending up buying our solution, right? This is not possible in a 30-second UGC ad, right? Or 15-second UGC ad. Just not going to work, right? So that's why those longer formats, and a lot of people are, resistant to this. They say, well, who watches a 30-minute video? Who watches a 10-minute video? But when you look at the biggest campaigns and the biggest brands that are literally scaling to hundreds of millions, that's exactly what they do, right? They have video sales letters and advertorials, right? So also those advertorials, they can be long, right? They can be like a 10-minute read. And I get people asking me like, okay, who is going to watch this? The thing is, the people are going to watch it as long or read it as long as it's interesting, right? There's no too long, there's only too boring, right? So I hope that helps you to get an idea of how the strategies differ once you want to crack a bigger market, let's say. And if you're currently stuck scaling, this pretty sure will be one of the ways, or to really help you to scale on a completely different level, right? So if you have any questions about this, let me know in the comments. Also, if you want me to go more deeper into these kinds of advertising methods, looking forward to that. Obviously, if you want to speed things up and get access to all of this on how to do it and get guidance and all of that stuff, just check out the links below to apply for one of the slots in my consulting before we head into Q4 in this year. Exactly. Or if you want to join my free school community, you can also do that. So looking forward to that, and see you on the next one.